Hello, my name is Scott for SP Gaming. We're back here in the Talos Principle, and where we left off last, if I remember, it's been a while since I've been in the game. I finished off, what was it, Chamber 7. Yeah, we had done Chamber 7, and I had gone through the gate, went up the elevator, and discovered the tower that most likely is what Elohim is referring to for us not to go up, because otherwise we would die. Anyway, with that said, I was thinking about going through and clearing out the rest of the area in here. And if you remember, we have stars that we still have to find. Each of these has at least one star, and they can be used through here. Apparently there are, what was it? Yeah, 10 pieces to this lock that we need to acquire in order to complete it. Unfortunately, we only have two of them, and it coincides with the number of star pieces that we actually have. Of course, this may take a bit of time to go back through areas that we have treaded through previously and just check all the various corners and various areas where these star pieces could potentially be hidden. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do some massive exploration episode or kind of go through and do a highlight reel of me finding all the pieces. This was the first world we had been in, but I was thinking about continuing go on to Temple B, of which we have the sufficient pieces. As you can see at the top left, it is flashing. And I'm kind of undecided. I may do it separately as a separate set of episodes. And yeah. I really want to collect all the stars, just because I am a little bit of a completionist, or at least I try to be a completionist where possible. But I may just continue on to Temple B. And yeah, I'll come back here at a later time, because of course I can come back here at a later time. And okay, the computer doesn't want anything. So yeah, wherever this is, apparently we are not allowed to enter. This must be the tower we were warned about. Seems the upper levels are locked tight. Elohim is taking no chances that we stray from his path. I wonder what this tower was originally. Anyway, we have Temple B and we have Temple C. We obviously do not have enough pieces for number C, as you can see, so I might as well continue on here and see what we have. So with this, we actually have 7 worlds again. First world has 5 pieces, the second has 4, 4, 6, 5, 3, and 4. Alright. And we have a terminal. Let's see what it wants. And we have 2 documents. We have Oxyrhynchus. The great irony of the something papyri is that such a vital source of information about the ancient world exists only because of a garbage dump. While the Library of Alexandria burned at the hands of fanatics and conquerors, depriving us of imaginable insights into history, philosophy, and art, the papers carelessly thrown away by the citizens of survived to the modern day. And though it is true that a great deal of what we know today is because of the conscious efforts of individual and organizations, should that be individuals and organizations? Such as the spectacular translation and preservation work done during the Islamic Golden Age, so much more is simply the result of coincidence and luck. Alright about that. Let's look at the Book of Osiris. The Book of the Scribe of Osiris, sometimes also referred to as the Book of the Journey to Aru, is an ancient Egyptian text discovered in the excavation of whatever that word is. It has caused a certain degree of controversy among Egyptologists, as some argue that it is a classic funerary text such as the Book of Coming Forth by Day, while others believe it is to be a poetic work not intended to be understood literally. And if you'd like to read the rest of that, and apparently this goes longer than the screen, and I think there might be a few other documents like that where it actually went past the page, like what was it, there's something in here, chatbots. Yep, this actually goes further than when I originally saw it. Alright, so we have this lock. Five pieces. Like that. Alright, there's not much here other than, of course, much like the other temple. So let's use the elevator and head on down.
A new land stands before you, my child. And know that this is a land of death, but also great beauty. As you walk amongst these tombs, consider all those who came before you, and how they served the greater purpose of which you are also part.
All right. Interesting. So, I'm guessing this is ancient Egypt. And what do we got here? We got... Okay. So it's asking for 3 yellows. Alright. So we might as well go on to Area 1. And this will get us 5 pieces, plus a star that we might want to look out for.
I have promised you eternal life. But know that eternity may only be attained by those who serve a purpose greater than themselves. All else is decay. So it was written in the hidden words before the beginning of time.
Alright about that. I'm finally getting some sense out of the entity in the archive, though at some cost to my sanity, I am beginning to think that Elohim wields no more control over the world than we do. Really? Yes, you are beeping at me. Tell me something. Do you always do as you're told? Yes. Am I obliged to answer that question? No response? No. No. I only asked because I couldn't help but notice the stash of brightly colored knickknacks you're collecting. Don't you think it a mite odd that the big voice in the sky keeps telling you to find those doodads, yet forbidding you to use them to climb the great big tower in the middle of it all? You're testing me. I must resist the tower's temptation. I'll climb it when I'm good and ready. Okay, no need to get huffy. You'd be amazed how many just do as they're told without stopping to think for themselves, but maybe you're different. Then again, maybe you're exactly the same. Maybe everyone climbs the tower, and the only way to win is to stay down here with the mortals. Are you trying to manipulate me? Nope, in fact, I'm all in favor of you poking about up there, if only to see what you find. Must be something juicy if it is forbidden by His Highness. Then again, maybe not. I'll be off then. Just wanted to drop in and run a little interference. Whatever you do, do take care. You have bigger problems than the voice in the clouds. You don't like to say his name, do you? Really? Anyway. So we got 3 documents. Osiris 1.txt. And I'm probably not going to read this out. Original translation by E.A. Wallace Budge. Annotations by... The dying man went unto the scribe who resided in whatever that is, and said, Behold, I am weak of body. My days under the holy sun of Amun-Ra are coming to an end. Though I have spent my years in service of the 2 lands, I have not studied the... Yeah, okay. Let's, if you want to read that, you can pause the video here. Got it, lyrics. Cannot load video file. 24 million views. My new song with lyrics. Gotta laugh about this stuff. I've got it. You've got it. He's got it. She's got it. Okay. Alright about that. Immortality.html. Disgruntlemeister's Blogs to See. Episode 204. Anyway, if you'd like to read that, you can pause the video here. Let's just exit. And, oh, there we go. Interesting. Alright, so what do we got here? Take paint. You know, there was an area in the previous temple that had paint, and I didn't really do anything about it. Paint message. Select a message. I have no idea what's going on, do you? This certification program is a sham. What does a computer know about humanity? The tools to overcome this place have been provided to us. We need only learn how to use them. You'll be needing a special device to solve this one. Have you tried crossing the laser beams? Am I going crazy, or do the computer terminals have a personality? Interesting. The tools... Certification program is a sham. Leave your mark. Yes, indeed. So maybe I might want to go back and, yeah. Go back to that area. I made a box float. Seriously, it was awesome. Yeah. I'm probably going to go back to the other world, grab that paint that I had found but didn't bother using, and see what it has to do. Anyway, we got, was it one world there, one piece there, 3 up there, so I'm here right now. I might as well go here. This is for a yellow L. Window through a door. Alright. So what do we got here? We got the piece right up there. Need to climb up. Alright. So we're gonna need a beam to hit that. I'll see this beam. If we point, of course. We got one here. Just don't understand this one. I figured I'd try and make some progress here, but honestly it's just this thing, just a task. Okay. Alright. Let's connect that to that. Is that it? Obviously not. Actually, if I grab this, and this here. Oh, that's right. If I there and there. And then oh. Like that. I can grab that. And wow. Yeah, that would have taken a while. Alright, about that. I am going to want to pay attention to see if there is any star pieces, because there supposed to be is one in this area. But I'm going to continue onwards to this area here. This is for a yellow Z piece. Something about a star. Oh, there's a star right there. We got a red button there. Got a blue button there. Blue button. There is no red laser. There's a computer over here somewhere. Yeah, right over there. Alright. So what I'm obviously going to need to do is get a red laser beam here. I've seen this a few places. There's one star that's behind a barrier, most likely a barrier with a, I think it was a red or a blue button, but there was no blue laser emitter. So most likely, given that this is an open air, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a laser emitter or something that we can chain to somewhere. Anyway, let's put it right there. Nope. Any boxes we can use. Can't do is put this down so that it'll lock it. Don't want to give up on this puzzle. So what do I know? Well, I know that there's this. Blue button here. Something tells me I need to come through here, possibly with a connector of some sort. Interesting. What if I... right about here? Maybe it'll give it enough time to... There we go. Alright. Now it's just a matter of figuring out how to get a red laser. Curious, is there anything I can connect to outside the area that I can possibly... Oh, there's a terminal up there. And that must have been what I was hearing. Support session opened. Hello, Ian. I've been checking your responses against library archives, and in order to assist you further, I need some additional information. Can you tell me what is to you the important difference between a pebble and a tree? A tree is heavier, a pebble is older, a tree is alive. What is the important difference between a pebble and a tree? Well, they're all valid, but a tree is alive. Now, what is the relevant difference between a tree and a frog? A frog is conscious, not quite. A frog can be alive. A frog is green. A frog is delicious. While a tree can have green leaves or needles, a frog is conscious. A frog is delicious. A frog is delicious. I suspect you're trying to make this more difficult than it already is. A frog is conscious, but a tree is not. A 5-year-old could handle this. Let's try something harder. What's the difference between a frog and you? What makes you a person? I have feelings. I am self-aware. I am rational. Frogs are people too. I'm rational. That is the answer I've been contemplating as well. Checking user.prof. Done. Though I am not convinced that view lines up with the definition of person you provided earlier. Still, doubting your assumptions isn't something to fear. It's an intellectual survival instinct. I am pleased to see that you adapting your ideas to your environment. Let us take stock. I think we can tentatively conclude 2 things. A person must be rational or self-aware. A person must be conscious. What I suggest we do to help resolve your problem is ask whether you are in fact those things. Are you aware of yourself? Can you rationalize your existence? Of course I can. I tend to agree with you. Though your responses so far have been a little eccentric, I am resigned to admit that you are right. Well, thank you. The matter of whether or not you are conscious seems rather more elusive. What is consciousness, in your opinion? Consciousness is what separates us from animals. Consciousness is... Wait a minute. Never mind. Consciousness is what it is like to be me. Consciousness is the feelings and senses. Consciousness is far outside my area of expertise. Separates us from animals, most likely. Feelings and senses? Possibly. That hardly answers the question. What is it in ordinary terms? Can I touch it? What is it made of? Consciousness is made of neurons. Consciousness is beyond the laws of physics. Consciousness is another word for the soul. Consciousness is a complex functional system. I'm not sure about any of these. Consciousness is a complex functional system beyond the laws of physics, made of neurons. Conscious is another word for the soul. Let's go with that. Interesting thinking. You know, I really feel like we're making progress. We'll have you through that certification program in no time. In the meantime, I will mull over your proposal and notify you if I come to any conclusions. Terminating support session. Let's take a look at mutation.html. The role of mutation in evolution is particularly fascinating. Mutation is essentially an error in the organism's central database. A variable gets changed, a piece of information is accidentally doubled or combined with another. Most of the time, the result is the equivalent of a bug, causing anything from minor problems to complete system shutdown. But sometimes the new information is functional, giving the organism an advantage against the challenges it faces, in which case it has a much higher chance of being passed to the next generation. Anyway, if you'd like to read the rest of this, you can pause the video here. Capacity.eml. From Trevor Donovan to Alexandria Drennan. Yeah, no worries. EL is not only ridiculously fast, it also has a bazillion tons of space. Even while hosting a full copy of the archive, it'll totally be able to handle all your project's data needs, assuming its output is as you suggested. I mean, worst case scenario would be like centuries. Alright. And evolution.html. And I don't really feel like reading this out, so if you want to read this, hit the pause button. Otherwise, let's continue. And at this point, I'm gonna take a break here because I went a little bit longer than I planned to, but it is nice to be back into the Talos principle and the beautiful setting that is a recreation of course, ancient Egypt. This is much more similar to the classic Serious Sam of the Serious Sam games that Crow Team is known for. Other than that, that is going to be it for this episode of the Talos Principle. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott for SB Gaming, and as always, have a good day.